The new action-packed flick Peppermint hit the big screens and it soars with fans and is destroyed by critics. Why is that? Well, it didn't check off one crucial progressive box. So, let's get into it. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. It's so great to see someone like Jennifer Garner take a break from the most important job of being a mom to come back to the big screen and entertain us all. I did an interview with Jennifer Garner a few years ago for her movie Miracles from Heaven, and these two movies couldn't be more opposite. It's great to see that she's not being typecast. And what's even more interesting than Jennifer Garner's range as an actress is the venom and vitriol in which this movie is attacked that would normally be about empowerment, but is destroyed by every critic. Rotten Tomatoes giving Peppermint a 13%, while viewers give it 80. Well, let's find out why. The New Yorker wrote, Jennifer Garner stars in an ignorant race drug trade revenge film. It goes on to say it's a new version of an old genre, the vigilante tale, but with a special whiff of prejudice, hatred, and resentment. Well, that's a bold claim. Let's see why. It goes on to say Peppermint is a racist film that reflects on the current strain of anti-immigration politics and its paranoid focus on MS-13. How dare people show MS-13 as bad. Paranoid focus. Just merely showing MS-13 members on screen living out their actual creed of kill, rape, and control is a paranoid focus? Are you joking me? In the New York Times review, they say, the film plays dangerously into violent Latino stereotypes. The villains are MS-13 gang members and actual cartels. You know, the kind of people in these countries destroying them, forcing people to flee their homes to the United States. Not your friends and family members of the United States who are Latino background. No. These are MS-13 gang members. But maybe the reason so many reviewers feel like this is because there's many people in the Democratic Party that say very similar things. Chuck Schumer said, quote, all of our great-grandparents came to America and they weren't animals. These people aren't either. Nancy Pelosi said when describing MS-13, we are all God's children. Thank you, Nancy Pelosi, for that slogan. You're right, we're all children of God, but not everyone that is trying to come to America also follows the creed, rape, kill, control. And showing them live out their motto on screen shouldn't be wrong either. And this is the most disappointing review for me because it's a Christian movie review company that if you want to go to check out actual content as far as like swear words or sex scenes or whatever, they do a fantastic job. They even got political. Movie Guide said, quote, Peppermint's relentlessly ugly depiction of dozens of Latinos without one redeeming character is a sad case of obvious race baiting. So now in every single movie, if there's someone on screen that does anything wrong, you have to have someone to match them that is a good person with the same skin tone for that to be a passable movie. Are you joking? You're going to review something on that standard? And let me just tell you this. If you watch a movie and your only complaint is, I wish the main character or the villain's skin was a different color, then you're racist. Full stop. A good character, a good story, a good villain is not determined by the color of their skin. Anyway, let's get into the actual movie review because this movie is not perfect. Is it good? Yes, it's really entertaining, but let's see why. As a viewer, I give Peppermint a 4 out of 5. Now, Jennifer Garner does a great job in this movie. Think about Alias meets Taken, also with a little Mad Max Fury Road sprinkled in there. So if you like all those kind of elements, you will like this movie, though I do not think it flows as well as any of those movies. Now, this movie is very bloody, violent, and in your face, and because it doesn't star Dwayne The Rock Johnson or Arnold Schwarzenegger, I didn't know if fans would really latch onto it. But they did. It gave it an 80% on Rotten Tomato. And it's because Jennifer Garner is an absolute titan on screen. All of her emotional scenes are fantastic and her action's great. However, this movie does suffer because there's no characters on screen that are even remotely interesting besides her. So the movie slows down in many parts, and you're just kind of waiting for Sydney Bristow to come back and be the guardian angel of death to more people. As a critic, I give this movie a 3 out of 5. Now, this is not as high as my viewer, and there's a few reasons for that. And this falls at the feet of there not being any other meaningful characters on screen. No one changes. They're static. Everyone that starts one way finishes exactly the same way except for Jennifer Garner. Literally, no one has an arc, so you don't care as much about the characters, and you don't see any big moral questions going on that force people to change their ideas or beliefs about the world. And I know that sounds overly complex, but that's what really lets a movie move. You don't get bored in the middle because people are changing, like, oh, what's going to happen with this guy, this guy, this guy. It's not just one character straight through. Now, my faith and values is a 2 out of 5. Unfortunately, there's not much redemption in this movie. It feels pretty hopeless throughout it, and it's because that's the way the story kind of starts off. Unlike Pierre Morel's masterpiece Taken, there is no hope for redemption in this movie. So that really leaves you feeling depressed. You don't see her really grow or learn anything throughout the movie because there's no real goal that can be achieved. However, you do get to see her completely dedicate her body and her life to save the most downtrodden in Los Angeles. She literally lives in Skid Row, protecting these people who everyone else has completely forgot about. She lays her life down for the least among them, and that's a very beautiful aspect of this movie. And side note, I did like how in this movie you don't get to see her just take people on face to face, bare-fisted like Atomic Blonde or something. You get to see her practice get beaten up and be armed to the teeth, which is why she can take down people with guns, knives, and outsmarting them. I think that aspect of the movie was done very, very well. Now, if you like to see bloody, action-packed, awesome summer action flicks, go check out Peppermint in theaters. Even if it's not your cup of tea, you'll still really anger some people that hated this movie for showing MS-13 as anything other than absolute angels. I'm Ben Davies. This is Pure Hollywood. Did you enjoy that video? Of course you enjoyed that video. So now you need to become a premium member to the Rebel. That way you have first access to Pure Hollywood and the entire Rebel lineup.